Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TGOM Podcast, episode 32, where we are talking about video games and usually nothing else. I'm your co-host, Megaretz Fan, here with my co-host.
Gilbert Painter.
And today, we have our one and only mega fan, super fan. She's our guest, and her name is Katie. Hello, Katie. Say hello.
Hi.
That's Katie.
To the podcast. What?
Comes back in, and there's a nail sticking out of the back of his head, and it's like deep in the back of his head.
Yeah, didn't he die?
Yeah, I killed him.
Okay. I just needed a refresher to remember.
He's dead. The orgy server, of course.
Yes, the orgy server. That's crazy. There's drama in the Lego Battles Reddit.
I guess. We used to play three people on a Chromebook, which you have to understand that is the most cramped keyboard. We had 3 hands.
You're like, shut down. It's like, alright, shutting down, Brian. Like, no. Yeah. Beware of the well. Sometimes you can still hear them at night whispering, Arigato. Welcome to my Facebook Live.
So,
You are
Thank
our
you.
second ever guest. How do you feel?
I feel very honored, honestly.
it would have been more special for episode 33, because then it would be 30 episodes since our last guest.
Alright, Katie, get out of here. We gotta wait.
We gotta
Yeah.
reschedule this.
I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, obviously. Nah.
Need to ask the thing that we ask all guests, which we've only had one. But, Katie, what is your favorite game? This can be video game, board game, card game, exercise game, PE game.
Wii Sports.
Things that would usually use the word game to describe them. What is your favorite?
Gambling.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this last night. I like this game called Nukem. It's an outdoor game. It's kind of like volleyball, but you catch the ball instead of batting it back and forth across the net. And I play it at my youth group all the time, so it's really fun. It's pretty competitive too.
Yeah,
I've never
we're
heard
not very
that before.
athletic, so
Yeah, I've never heard Nukem before. When I heard Nukem, the first thing that came to mind was Fallout. It's like,
When-
is this like a Fallout like mini game? Like is Fallout spin-off game? Like, what is this?
It could be like a Wii Sports game. That's the only thing I could think of that it would be good for.
Makes sense. Bro, have you guys seen that Switch Sports thing that they came out with?
yeah.
The swords one? That one kind of fun. I did like the swords. Yeah, you can like do sword fighting. That's crazy.
I mean, you
I was out here-
couldn't on the Wii too.
No, you couldn't. There was no sword fighting one.
On the Wii?
On the
Yeah.
Wii?
Yeah, there was.
There was no sword fighting mini game in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
For like the
Classic
Wii
Nick.
Sports one.
It's Wii Sports Resort. You could do sword fighting.
Oh, well, okay. You guys had the bougie one then. I had default Wii Sports. See, I didn't have no resorts Wii Sports. I just had Wii Sports Classic, I guess.
Yeah, it was Wii Sports Resort is the one you needed the Motion Plus adapter on the bottom of your Wiimote.
Oh, I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of a Motion Plus adapter.
Well, then who's actually the gamer in here? Huh?
Wow, dude. Wow, bro.
Exactly.
I can't. Wait, did it look like a little white box that you just plugged in?
Yeah. It plugged in
seen
where the
those things.
nunchuck plugged in.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them. I never had one though.
Well, that's
We
lame.
See, I was too broke to afford the.
The extra feature.
Exactly, bro. Like we had gotten a nunchuck, but it was because of one of my friends were selling their Wii, but they forgot to sell the nunchucks. So I was like, "Can I have it?" And like, okay, we don't need it no more. He's like, "Yo, guys, we got a nunchuck." What's
Woo!
up?
One person can play Wii boxing now.
Pretty much.
My My brothers used to throw the nunchucks like all the time whenever we would play.
Throw
What in
them?
the world?
Yeah. Like they would just get so into the game,
Right.
My brother would be like running in place while he was boxing, and then it would just fly out of his hands. I'm pretty sure that they hit the TV like more than twice, at least.
That's what they really need. They need the wrist strap on the nunchuck too. Double wrist
Obviously.
straps.
Of course. How could
Yeah,
they
we
give you only
totally had
one
that.
wrist?
So, Katie, you've talked about your podcast and how we, of course, inspired you, and how TGOM is the only reason that you're popular or whatever. Of course, we all know this. What is your podcast?
Yeah, so my
I-
cousin and I started it probably about a month ago, and we called it Unthemed because we really just talk about whatever we want on it. We don't really have a specific set topic that we touch on, but our very first episode, we touched on like the psychology of dreams, and we shared different dreams that each of us have had.
Yeah, you were talking
And
about that.
yeah, and it's really cool because she, my cousin, she's going for a psych major in college right now, so she has pretty good insight to that sort of thing. And I am not certified, but I have done a lot of research on like psychology and things like that just because it interests me. So we kind of provided a little bit of our own personal insight into those types of things. Like I remember we talked for a really long time about um, oh, I'm blanking. What's the thing where you wake up and you
Visually.
see something that's not there?
Oh,
You're kind of paralyzed.
Hallucinate.
No, not hallucinating.
Paralysis?
Sleep paralysis. Yes, sleep paralysis. Yeah, we talked a lot about that because both of us have had some pretty crazy experiences. But I'll save some of it for anyone who wants to go listen to.
No, go ahead and just like summarize your entire episode right now. Actually, just play the episode over your microphone, and we'll just like listen to that for the rest of the episode.
Yeah. It'll be
That's a
perfect.
good idea. I would, you see, but like I don't know. I would want to run it by my cousin first. She's like the business aspect of this whole
It's the
Oh.
business
thing.
aspect.
Yeah.
Of course,
Oh, so she's your Jacob.
Essentially, yeah,
she
exactly.
yeah. It's probably better than a Jacob, but I do my best, I guess.
See, Jacob's my business side. He's already making shirts, he's editing the podcast.
I think he does a really good job.
Well,
He
thanks.
does okay, Like, I guess he's better than the next guy, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll place him on my podcast.
Yeah. It was just like my idea. I named it. I'm writing all the topics. I'm editing it. I'm posting it. I run all the channels. But yeah, it's Nick's channel. Nick runs it.
I'm the one who really keeps it afloat,
So how long are your episodes or episode?
Our last episode was about 28 minutes, I think, so almost half an hour.
So you do about half-hour podcasts generally, or?
Yeah, generally. Especially because both of us are still getting used to the whole editing process. So,
Trying to start
you know,
small.
sorry?
So you guys are like trying to start small so you guys can like ramp up to longer podcasts?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Makes
it's
sense.
taking baby steps,
Not everyone can be as jack of all trades as
Efficient.
me, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah, actually, do you know the full phrase jack? It's like jack of all trades, master of none. So yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Really?
Being a jack of all trades is not really a good thing.
What? Are you saying red mages are not good in games, Jacob?
You never
Are you
want to
saying-
even out your stats. You want to go all in one.
You're saying being mediocre at everything isn't better than being the very best?
Exactly.
I kind of live by that sometimes.
What? Being a jack of all trades?
Yeah.
I've always considered myself as someone who can do a little bit of a lot of things, but not very good at any particular thing. You know, I'll do a little bit here and there. You know, a little
Yeah,
bit of editing, a little bit of Photoshop,
Yeah.
little bits.
I like experimenting with different things. Exactly, yeah.
Just whatever suits your interests at the time. That's
Yeah,
fair, that's fair.
exactly.
I'm good at like 4 things, and that's about it. That's like all I do.
See, I would be good at the. I'd be like, I feel like I could get a lot better at the different things that I've done, like the photoshopping stuff. I could probably get way good at that if I actually did it more than like once a year when I'm like bored and like, you know what, let's do this. Like, I don't know. It's like I'll just sometimes be like, you know what, this will be funny, so I'll just Photoshop something. Like the last time I used Photoshop was like for a school project, and before that, it was Jacob had like said there was a forum guy named Oscar, so I was like, you know what, let's just Photoshop a Machamp in a school like lunchroom
Oh,
with the image of an Oscar trophy over their
Oh my
face.
goodness.
yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, this will be fun. And everyone was like, Nick, terrible, awful. Why would you do this?
It was gross.
Yeah, it was so gross looking because like the Oscar, the trophy looks so disturbing if you look at just the face. Like, oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of the dead queen, you guys know that the queen she was the longest ruling monarch in England, and she was also the only one to play thank you, the only one to play Wii bowling.
Yo, I had no
Wait, for real?
idea.
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow, I had no idea.
Queen Elizabeth
She-
II, Britain's longest reigning monarch and the only one to play Wii Sports bowling, has died. Massive rip to all of England. They spilled their beans on toast.
Was this actually on a headline somewhere?
Yeah, it's on Kotaku, the gaming
Dang.
news channel.
Yo,
Yo, that's us.
yo, we are gaming and somewhat news
us.
sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, our whole last episode was not our whole last episode, but most of the last episode was political. Not most of it. There was a section in the middle. It was like a stuffed. It was like a stuffed donut, or a cream
I guess,
pie donut, if you will.
although by the time we post our episodes, everything we say would be like 5 days old. Have you thought about that?
Yeah. Well, the queen's been dead for a while now, so I mean, this is already old.
Yeah, she died the same day the Windcraft update came out. Isn't that
How-
crazy?
Man,
How
she'll never
long
get
ago
to
was
play.
that?
Like 3-4 days ago.
Yeah, I didn't even know that she had died, and my friends were talking all about it, and I had no idea, and they were like, "How do you not know? Like, do you not keep up with this stuff?" So I live under a rock,
See,
guys. I really do.
I'm never on social media, so like, there's no way for me to know stuff like that.
And that's why I come up with all the stuff, all the
Yeah,
ideas and topics.
like if I learn a piece of information, it's because someone I'm friends with was like, "Hey, this thing happened," and I just then passed me through them like, "Yo, what? No way!" You know, like I found out the queen was dead because what is it?
I don't want to
Ah,
subscribe to the New York Times for $1 a week.
what?
No.
You don't want to subscribe to the New York Times, bro?
Whatever.
What?
This is enough.
What?
She died in Balmoral Castle, her estate in the Scottish Highlands.
Did she die in her sleep or something? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I guess. She died peacefully. So that usually means in her sleep.
No, I bet she
Wow.
was assassinated.
Oh
She
my
died.
goodness.
She was asleep and someone shot her. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
But I've already heard that people are mad at King Charles III, which is her son, because he has anger issues. So that's funny.
Actually, does he actually have anger? That's kind of, yeah, that's funny. Heck?
Hold on. Anger management problem. So
How
he
weird
he
is it?
recently was like, I don't know what it was. I don't care. It's British. I don't care what happens there. But like he was sitting down at a table and there were like these two paperweights in his way. I don't know, like in front of him where his seat was, and he was like motioning to some random guy to move him. And like the longer it took, the more he like was very, yeah, he waved. Not very. He wasn't very patient. What I'm trying to say about his waving.
My goodness.
So
Mm.
Typical of a king.
King Charles loses his temper over a leaky pen. Can't bear this bloody thing. Sorry.
Oh my god.
A bit entitled, is he
Yeah.
not?
Oh my god. I wonder what they'll do. What'll happen if like him and his like wife or girlfriend or whatever they are end up having a female gay black kid. What'll happen?
He's
The
like
country will have
85,
what?
dude. He's not having kids. He's dried up.
Wait, he's really that old?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was that old. What? So he already has
Dude,
kids
look
or
up a
no?
picture of him. My man's is crusty.
Um, Charles.
Yeah,
Bird.
he's got white hair. He has wrinkles. He's
Okay, that is
probably
not King Charles III. That is a puppy.
Oh my goodness.
Also, I didn't know they
I'll
had
go with that.
servants. That's crazy. Age. Yeah, he's 73. Okay, he's not in his 80s. He looks like he's in his 80s though.
Wait, so is this guy the Queen's son?
Yeah.
Why did I think he was supposed to be like way younger? I thought he. Am I
She was
thinking about someone
96.
else?
So I mean, he can't be that young.
Okay, who am I thinking of? Because this is not the man I saw dating that. Like, because there was a
I-
like a prince or whatever who was like dating some black woman, and the queen was like, "Oh, we're just worried about having a black baby in the family."
Wow, so you're into tabloid news, I guess. Okay.
I think I know
Well,
who you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
that's not really tabloid news. If that's just what
Well,
happened. Because the girlfriend came out, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what the queen said to us."
there are so many princes.
I
There are
guess.
manga?
Oh, Prince Harry. I guess is
Prince
his name.
Harry has a black girlfriend. Oh no.
Yeah.
Prince loved
Yeah.
black women. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, then. Yo, this prince is he kind of cute though.
He's dead. He died of like drug abuse.
Is he actually?
Wait,
not
actually?
not Prince Harry, but princes, yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about Prince Harry, bro.
Oh,
What
I'm
are
talking
you
about
talking
Prince.
What are you talking about?
I mean, they're
Who's
basically the same
Prince?
person.
Who's Prince?
Prince is a musical artist. People
I
like
don't know them.
white women like him, I think, and black women.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh,
Black is not derogatory. It's just whatever.
Yeah, if you're talking about like someone in Britain, like with darker skin, like you have to say that because they're not African American, because they're not American.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'm not gonna. I guess I could say Afro English, but that's just annoying. I guess I should. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
I didn't realize Prince Harry was a redhead.
Do you like redheads? Let's get a
I
get a
do.
roundtable answer on this. Who
See-
here likes redheads?
See, I do like redheads. There's just not a lot of redheads. There's just not a lot of them
For good reason.
for a good reason.
Katie, do you like
Like-
redheads?
I don't really have a preference on hair color, to be honest. Because,
Wow.
I mean, like, sometimes my hair, because my hair is typically labeled blonde, but, like, sometimes it do be looking red. So, it just kind of depends on, like,
So you're
What?
saying you don't like or hate redheads?
yes.
I
But,
see.
yeah. I'm neutral.
Taken. Wow, true neutral.
Yeah.
You'd be a
See-
citizen of New Tab. Oh, reference.
Yo.
Sick reference that she won't get because that's a
Throwback.
inside joke.
I'm
See,
sorry.
I guess it like. See, I like most things, so me liking redheads is not a surprise. I think.
I don't hate redheads. I just think it's funny
Yo,
that
you
people do hate redheads.
bro? Wait,
No.
say again. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks for. Okay. I said I don't hate redheads, but I do think it's funny when people do hate redheads.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. Like, I don't get that.
Your
I
hair
mean,
is red? You're
I mean,
left-handed?
I guess I get like when like some redheads look a little weird because if they're too pale, I guess.
Wow.
So it's like super red hair with very, very pale skin. Is interesting.
Here comes the
But
racist.
so let me be racist to the Irish real quick, right?
Oh my goodness.
Honestly,
Wait, are
rip
Irish
the
redheads?
Irish.
Go on.
Irish are probably
Huh.
laughing.
I was gonna make a joke, but it might have been offensive.
I
What
don't
was
understand
My
like
brother's
the whole
Irish. He's fine.
what?
the
My
whole?
brother's Irish. He's fine. Continue, Katie.
Your brother is Irish?
Partly, yeah.
How are
Oh,
you
that's
not Irish if your
cool.
brother's Irish?
He's my half brother.
Oh,
Same
so
mom,
so
different
then
dad.
half of you should be Irish.
No.
Oh,
His
that's not how that
dad is
works.
full. Yeah, his dad is full Irish. So he's half Irish.
Yeah. I get it. Katie, what were you saying?
So let me explain genetics to you real quick. So the way it works is, continue, Katie.
You're fine. No, you're fine. I'm like intrigued now.
No, I was just making jokes.
Oh my goodness. So what are you, Nick?
Oh, whoops. I am Italian, German, Polish.
I can see that. I can see that.
You saying I have a big nose, Katie? Huh? Huh?
What?
You what?
I've got a big nose. I've got a Roman nose. That's what people tell me. I've got one of those like Roman noses. So apparently I'm like I don't know. Would that be
See,
what
I
what
mean,
would that be?
I've heard like the stereotype is that Jewish people have big noses, but I think that's racist. I don't stand by that. I'm just saying that's what.
I'm Jewish?
I mean,
Yeah,
stereotype is Germans and Jewish people
have big
because
noses.
people are like, oh yeah, Germans big nose people like that. Like
Hmm.
whenever people are like, oh you have a big schnoz, you must be German. I'm like, oh dang, oh.
My
Maybe I'm
da-
part German.
I'm German on my dad's side, and
Very
then
cool.
Everyone's a little germy, you know.
and then on my mom's side, I'm from Arkansas, I think.
You mean Arkansas?
Arkansas,
God.
yeah. It's such a stupid. Yeah, it's Arkansas. No, it's not. It's literally Kansas with R in front of it.
Arkansas.
It is such a
Arkansas.
stupid state. I forget that state exists.
Yeah.
Same.
Like
I-
who remembers Arkansas?
You can kind
Sorry
of just
to our
meld
audience.
it together with like Louisiana and Alabama. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Yo, I forgot Louisiana. Forgot about that one.
It's fine. It's under the. It's gonna
That's the
sink
swamp
anyway. It
state,
doesn't
right?
matter.
That's the swamp state, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they have to bury
Yeah.
their people above ground because the water level.
Yeah. Like you always hear about how like the state's just sinking and all their buildings are sinking into the ground like inch by inch.
Mm-hmm. I hate Louisiana.
Why would anyone want to move there?
I don't know. New Orleans is here. We get drunk every day. Awesome, dude. Cool.
I wonder why they get drunk every day. Probably because their city's sinking.
Because their city. That's probably why the city's sinking because they're all drunk.
God.
Yeah.
That's
So,
that's really funny.
so guys, what's our least favorite states? Mine's Louisiana, obviously. I
Mine
think
is Indiana.
Indiana's a good choice. Katie, what's your least favorite states?
Oh, probably. Honestly, probably California.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bold choice. What for? Why don't you like California, huh? Wow. Like, why are you bullying them, Katie?
Multiple reasons.
Do you hate my dreams, Katie?
You hate Cali, bro.
You hate my dreams?
Oh, wait. Do you hate Cali because of why I think you hate Cali?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I totally get you.
That's
Um,
fair. That's fair.
but yeah, also just I don't know. I just feel like crazy things happen there. So I don't know. Like I feel like I hear nothing but crazy stories from people who go on trips to California and come back. I'm
Many
just like,
crazy
oh my
people live in
goodness.
Cali. Who
Everything
wants to live
causes
in Cali?
cancer. There's
I want
like
to move to New York.
mudslides. There's fires every other day that then last all month, sometimes longer. Yeah, you're well, I mean, one cool thing about living in California or just the West Coast in general is that during the summertime you get to have a red sky, which is pretty cool. You feel like you're living in like some kind of post-apocalyptic world.
Oh.
So that'd be kind of sick. You can't
Yeah,
go
I love the
outside though
red
cuz
sky.
you'll die from smoke inhalation, but
I
still
love
cool.
the red sky
Oh.
caused from the forest fires.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know what it's from, Nick. I was just saying.
I don't
Doesn't sound as cool now.
I don't think Katie realized why the red skies existed.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's not like
But
it's not like the what's that thing called? The
Sundown,
the
sunset,
the sunset. No, the lights in the sky, like when you're in Alaska,
stars. Oh,
um,
the northern lights.
Northern
The
Lights.
aurora
It's not
borealis.
like that. It's just a fire. So, yeah,
that's
I would love
sad.
to see the aurora borealis.
Same.
Man, that would be so
just
fun.
just go to space.
Just go- You can't see the aurora borealis in space.
It's that simple.
I mean,
It's that simple, Nick. Just
if
go to
you
space.
believe, Nick, you can see it. Honestly, with your hater attitude, you wouldn't be able to see it. So,
Yeah, I would love to see like the blues and purples of it. I like that they're all cool colors.
because
It's like
it's in
greens,
a
blues, and
maybe because it's in a
purples.
cold climate.
Oh my god, you're so smart. Oh my
Why? That's just a guess.
goodness.
Don't pat me on the back.
You're so cool, Jacob.
Okay, you can say that.
And so sexy too.
Okay,
Oh my
we can
goodness.
you can
Paige.
stop now. I did shave today. I did shave today. My neck beard was out of control, and I was like, okay,
My
enough of
neckbeard
this.
is out of control.
Gone.
I still have yet to know what the current Jacob looks like.
I turned my face cam while we were playing euchre.
You did?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I'm sorry. I was too into the game.
You're too enthralled with how
Yeah.
you were playing.
Well, I did
I was
kick her ass, so that's-
yeah, I was too enthralled with him beating me.
Yeah.
So
So, what else can we talk about? So the queen died. That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome. Jesus.
Well, okay. Let's talk. Let's think about this, guys.
I kind of like the queen.
Let's think about this. She's like, isn't she tied in the death of Princess Diana, or is that alleged?
I had heard about that, but I don't know how factual it is.
Princess
I don't even know
Diana
who
death,
Prince-
queen,
I don't know who
queen,
that is either.
queen.
Like I
The
don't even know
royal
who
family
Princess
scandals
Diana-
of Queen Elizabeth's reign. The unhappy marriage of Princess Anne. I don't care. Philip comments. Charles and Diana. Charles III, the eldest son of Queen Elizabeth, has faced strong criticism for public decades, much of it stemming from troubles that emerged during his marriage to Prince Diana. Charles, who succeeded to the throne after Elizabeth's death last week, married Diana in 1981 in a ceremony that was televised. Blah, don't care. Diana gave birth to Prince William and Prince Harry. Yo, Prince Harry! But soon after, the public watched the fairy tale couple's relationship crumble through revelations of infidelity, a leaked phone conversation between the prince and his mistress, and a separation turned divorce at the queen's urging. During this time, Diana, who has said in an interview that she wanted to be the queen of people's hearts, had the public's favor. Some Bretons, who blamed Camilla Parker Bowles, whom Charles would marry in 2005, and who is now queen consort, for the breakdown of the marriage. There was 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded, Diana said. Public anger So people were mad at Charles, and then they got madder when she died in a car accident, and now they think that they did it.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I'm
remember
reading.
that.
Yeah, I was reading about this like death, and it's like died in a car crash, car accident, or the driver was fleeing the paparazzi. How do you die in a car accident fleeing paparazzi? That's kind of wild.
Yeah, let's make fun of her, Nick. Good idea.
I'm gonna make fun of Princess Diana.
Oh my goodness.
She took that L. L plus ratio. I can't remember what ratio means.
Oh yeah, and I guess the queen bowed her head. I don't know what that means. Is that disrespectful?
Bowing your head is
When the
you do
coffin
something
passed.
out of respect. Because royalty is never supposed to bow their heads because they're supposed to be the top. So when they do, it's supposed to be a sign of respect.
All right, thanks, Nick.
I thought.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Wait, what?
What?
Perhaps the most memorable of Harry's scandals was his costume at the 2005 party where he came dressed as a Nazi. What?
Oh my
Jesus.
goodness.
Are you serious?
Huh? Yeah.
Wow.
Bro,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Right after the one about Princess Diana. Young Harry years before Prince Harry removed himself from official royal duties, his antics as a young adult drew intense scrutiny. Perhaps most memorable was when he dressed as a Nazi, donning a swastika on an armband.
Swastika?
Swastika.
That's kind of wild.
That's
oh my
wild.
I just want to know, like, why did he think that would be a good idea? Like, I'm just.
God. Yeah, he's just trying to be funny. Obviously.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he's
like,
trying
I'm
to
like
be. I
peeing
think.
myself.
Yeah, he's trying to be. I guess. Shocking more than funny. I think. I don't know.
That's so dumb. My goodness.
I mean,
A
it's not
shock
right. I'm
value.
just. Yeah. Prince Andrew Elizabeth's third child has been subject to numerous controversies, but none larger or more damaging for the royal family than the revelation in 2011 of his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein and someone else, who have been both convicted of sexually exploiting teenage girls. One of their victims, I won't say her name, said Epstein trafficked her to Andrew when she was 17 years old. So honestly, the Queen was popping out good kids. I don't know what the problem is, you know?
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
That's a joke, by the way.
For some reason, I thought the Queen was older than 96. I thought she was 100.
She looks 100. Looked
I
100.
thought she was just gonna live forever.
Yeah, I didn't expect the Queen to die ever.
My sister
I
said the
really
exact
had
same
never-
thing.
I never.
I never thought she would die. I was like, what? She's not a
I look
god.
at the Queen and she's been around my whole life, bro. I didn't expect her to disappear.
I probably thought Jeb Bush was gonna be the president forever when I was a kid, because I'd asked my dad who the president is, and he said Jeb Bush twice. So I was like, oh, well, I guess he's always gonna be the president. And then Obama came, and I was like, oh, good, you know.
See,
Kidding.
he's the first president I remember hearing about.
Obama.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
The first time I was aware we had a president, it was Obama.
I was only
Yeah, I think
aware of.
same.
I was only aware of George because I asked my dad about who the president was. So. And now I just kind of remember who the president is. Sleepy
Why?
Joe.
The guy who's sleeping on the desk in the office right now.
Yeah, he's for sure sleeping.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
it's
someone
8
gotta wake him
o'clock. Yeah,
up.
he's definitely asleep.
Someone should wake him up.
Yo,
Been sleeping all day.
you got things to do. Yep.
Wakes him up. He's like, "Wake me up in an hour."
Probably shouldn't
What's
let him
the-
sleep too long.
Since we're in the political controversies, what is up with Hunter Biden? I always hear people being like
Who?
angry at him,
Oh
especially,
my goodness.
and I'm like, I don't
Hunter-
understand what happened. What did he do?
Who is Hunter Biden? He
It's Joe Biden's son.
yeah, he kind of cute. Mm,
Why is that?
Nah, it was just one photo.
Okay.
He got a weird face. He got a weird face on some of these other ones. Anyway,
Did you have something you wanted to say, Katie? Do you think?
yes. Kate.
Well, I heard a little bit about him. I almost want, which please don't feel free to
This
fact
is
check me on this,
factual.
but I
This is
almost wonder if
factual.
no, this is not factual at all. But I almost want to say that maybe he was having like some sort of affair or whatever in the office or something. I don't even know. But I don't know. People just, I feel like people have found the most like random things to get upset with him about. I'm just like, okay, is this because
Oh
he's dead?
yeah.
Is Joe Biden?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Um.
I guess the latest news is Hunter Biden may have got like apparently there's a laptop out there that has like sus information.
That's
And they're
That's
like,
what
is
I've
this
heard.
Oh,
and
Is
he's like, for real? I have no idea if that's my laptop or not. Or not. I would have no idea. I
yeah.
don't remember it, but it's possible.
That's what I keep hearing about. This stupid laptop. Like what? What is so important on this laptop? And why is Fox News the only people talking about it? And they take
And
such great pride that they're the only people talking about it.
like the funny thing is, it's like something he doesn't even remember. So it's like, oh hey, this is your laptop, right? It's like I don't remember.
Well,
I mean,
he could be lying. So but
like, how would you feel if someone's like, yo, you have this laptop with all this sus information on it that was stolen from you, and you're like, huh? When? It's like, yeah, it was stolen years ago. Like, and you're like, oh, I mean, I guess that's possible. Like imagine just being thrown that information.
can
Because
I?
apparently it was dropped off for repairs somewhere and then stolen from the repair shop. And that's the story. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you would remember that. That's not something you just forget about. Is getting a laptop repaired and then it's like, oh hey, sorry, we don't have your laptop anymore.
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Were you saying
It's just
something,
strange.
Katie, before Nick kept talking?
No, I didn't know if he was finished, but can I, since we're like on the topic, can I go there? What did you guys think about the election?
Which
The
This
past, the
one?
most recent,
okay.
yeah, the most recent presidential election.
It's not Trump.
Yeah. I
It's what?
mean,
It's not
yeah.
Donald Trump, so
It's
you
not.
know.
Yeah. It's not Trump, I guess, in his garbage foreign policy. But
Mm-hmm.
You know, ruining all of our trades with every other country we were friends with, you know.
but yeah. But then again, like I guess okay. Well, I'm I'm like putting I'm like aligning thoughts. Um yeah, it's not Trump obviously. And we're all hoping that having a Democrat in office would change some of the things that Trump had messed up. Um but now it's like still things being messed up and then now they're Democrats just asking for more money from the voters, which is just messed up. They're like, oh, well, we can do that stuff that you wanted us to do and we promised to do, but you just have to give us more money so that we can run again and buy a fleet of buses, that is. So I think that on the election day, I think it was a good, um, well, yeah, I think it was good that he isn't back in office, but I think we could have used someone other than Joe Biden to take the mantle, if you will.
Oh, I got you.
So,
Got you.
yeah.
You know, I think there should be a law that someone who is impeached can't run for president again.
Well, he wasn't impeached. That's why he can still run.
Oh God, that's right. Because
Yeah.
by technicality, he wasn't president at that time. Oh my God. Oh
Yeah, they
my
tried to do it
God.
like twice, I think, and they didn't. And I think it was because it's a Republican controlled, whatever, House,
Yeah.
Senate,
Yeah.
court. Who cares? I think the two
But
party system is bull. I think it's so. It makes everything move too slow, and like makes everything it just
yeah.
boils down to infighting more than anything. I
I
mean,
mean, it's hard to come up with a better scenario though, or situation because like
Here, don't have a party. Just have people who have different ideas that don't have a party backing them that they need to like. Well, I need to make sure that I get back in the House so that I can get paid by the Republicans so that they can give me the Republican Party can still give me money, to be up here, you know. And I guess
Oh,
also that, and I wish that like that that Supreme Court people and like people in the Senate, whatever, didn't have the option to. They basically have free reign to do insider trading, essentially.
mhm.
So Nancy Pelosi and her husband are very famous for like pulling out of something right before it drops or getting into something right before it goes up and making them lots of money and they can legally do that. So, yeah, which I guess isn't a problem with the two-party system, but it's just a problem with the system in general, if you know what I
I
mean.
don't know. I don't think getting rid of both groups to just have one group really solves much, just because those people that were on different sides still exist. You know,
Yeah, I
you got rid of the names, but they're all still there. The problems are
yeah,
still there. It's just
we just need
the
to
problem wasn't Democrat versus Republican. It's like we have different views than them. It's just less clear on who has which ideas. Like, of course, there are the dumb people who think Democrat versus Republican is like actually like, oh yeah, I don't care about the ideas of Democrats. I am on side blue and they're on team red, so I have to be against them. I don't care if I agree with some of it. Like, there is that. So I guess getting rid of the names and labels does help a little bit.
I'm just saying recast the entire government and then like recast the entire government and then get rid of the party system because I think like I mean yeah, it's I guess it would be harder to tell what someone believes, but at the same time, like we have these people that are supposedly Democrat, whatever, and then like two very like conservative laws or two very progressive laws get removed or one, I guess, and they're thinking about removing more because and they're conservative, and it's like, well, are you even
Yeah.
Democrat at this point, or whatever Democrat means? I mean,
Yeah, also it's kind of like these words mean nothing at the same time, because it's like, oh yeah, Democrats are supposed to be more progressive while Republicans are supposed to be more like
conservative.
conservative, right?
Yeah,
That wasn't always the case.
yeah,
Like,
they
we talked
swapped
about this last time. They literally had a switch in like the like what was it, like the 40s or something?
like sometime past the Civil War. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it was much older. Like,
Well, I don't know if it was immediately after the Civil War, but it was like it
yeah,
was
it was
at some point
sometime around
after
then.
it because
It was somewhere around like racism was like the big
yeah, because the
thing.
Democrats are like pro racism and pro slavery, I think, and then like come I think it may have been the 1960s where they like actually we don't like racism and
Yeah, it was between
segregation.
1860 and 1936, apparently.
Oh,
So
okay.
between that 70-year period, like there was like a slow switch where at one point it was just suddenly flipped. It's
Yeah.
like, um, yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a political major. I don't know if that would really work or not, but that's if I had to run a country, that's how I would try to fix it.
Honestly, part of me is just playing devil's advocate. I think we need to completely destroy the entirety of the government and restart. But, I have enough awareness to know that that doesn't solve much. But hey,
Mhm.
it's something, you know.
Well, like the
Okay.
Constitution says, there's like a line in the Constitution that's
Oh,
like if
if
you
it's,
if you feel like
yeah,
the government is basically taking control of you, you should have the opportunity to, you know, change it. And it's like
yeah,
we the people have no power anymore.
yeah. So,
So,
like, that the coup that happened that Trump incited technically isn't illegal by the Constitution. It's
yeah.
not right. I still I don't agree with it at all because they're all fucking stupid. But
Yeah.
um, I'm still I can't believe people were shocked that happened. I'm like, you didn't expect this 4 years ago when he became president?
He,
Like,
he
the second he was president, it was like, oh, are we in a fever dream? Like,
yeah.
what happened? Like,
I
how did this
mean,
happen?
he's like charismatic. He's like, well, to a certain group of people, he's charismatic, I guess. And he's like a business guy or whatever. So, and I guess one positive, I'm pretty sure he pulled all the American soldiers out of the Middle East, which is, thank God.
That's fair, actually.
Yeah. That was like the one thing where I was like, okay, well, I'm glad that happened at least.
Actually
I'm
brought
pretty
our
sure that
people back
happened. I'm
home.
pretty sure there's no one there anymore. There may be like,
Like, why were we in the Middle East again?
well, originally we thought that Saddam Hussein had a nuclear bomb, and then we left, and then we came back when 9/11 happened, and
Like,
then we've
here's the
been there
thing.
since
How would he even
9/11.
have? How do you even have one? It doesn't make sense that he would have one of those, or the
Yeah,
means to shoot it. Like that'd be pretty obvious if he did. That's not like easy to get the means for. I don't know.
I don't know
I
if we
feel like
had one.
people.
That's just the history. We thought there was a bomb. We went
Yeah.
in, and there either was or there wasn't. I don't really care if there was or not. But
Also,
then after 9/11, we went back to fight a war on terror or whatever, and then we actually just like
we became
people.
terrorists.
Yeah, people think that it was that 9/11 was actually a inside job, if you will, where we purposely blew up the towers so that we could get oil.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so that we could secure supplies in the Middle East and bring it back to the United States.
Wait, us are
Us
like
being the United
Yeah.
States.
Like we pretended that the Muslims blew up our stuff so that
Well,
we
what?
had
we
a
knew that
reason to
there
go
were
against the
terrorists
Middle East.
in the Middle East. We being the United States knew that there were terrorists in the Middle East. And fun fact, we were actually during the 80s when the Soviet Union was in Afghanistan and Middle East area, maybe not Afghanistan, but in the Middle East, we were supplying weapons to Al Qaeda. Um, so that's fun.
Is it so he could fight? They could
It's so
fight
they could.
Russians, or
It's so
like
that Al Qaeda could fight the Soviets, and then they then turn those weapons, quote unquote, turn those weapons against us. I guess I don't know. And then we went in and shot people. Whatever.
like it's so tiresome to me just thinking about how it's like, oh man, we're gonna like give you the means to do this evil thing, and then it's like, oh no, they did something to us, and it's like you're surprised, and it's like, but did like, and it's like, but did you like incite anything from them? Were you like egging them on at some point? Because that's also equally possible. Because we're not exactly the friendliest country there is. Like, I would not be surprised if we're like, oh, hey, so you guys help us defeat the Russians. Now if the Russians are defeated, we're going to start stealing from you. Or we're going to start, like, having really unfair trades with your country. We don't care if it helps you or not. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that had also happened. Like,
Oh, yeah, they turned the guns against the country that. So we're supplying weapons to a country, like not Palestine, but like one of the one of the Rands, I think, and then they then gave the weapons to Al Qaeda to fight the Soviets in like their freedom war, and then we came over and yeah, and I guess
started
there
doing.
are still 30,000 troops in Afghanistan or in the Middle East as of January this year.
So he didn't even, like, get everyone back.
Yeah, I guess.
Dang. I guess, like, dang, that kind of, all right. Because because I was like wondering about that because I'd seen a friend of mine. He was like posting on Instagram or whatever. He's in the military and he was like in a very deserty place. I'm like, I'm hoping that's like California or something. Yeah, like
Probably
I
in
had a feeling it
Texas.
wasn't. I had a feeling it wasn't because
Mhm.
he was like fully dressed up. They had guns out and stuff. Like, I hope this isn't. I hope they're not there.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wait, you have a friend?
yeah, I have a friend in the military, and on his Instagram is a picture of him and like 6 other guys, all like standing. I think it was in front of a tank, all holding like rifles pointed down. I was like, that's wild. Like, and I can't remember when that picture was posted. I was just kind of hoping that it was like a past photo or something. I was like, okay, I hope they're back. Like, you know, but
Oh, okay. Um, so Trump signed a deal with the Taliban to exit Afghanistan and drew troops down to Iraq and Syria. But he also bolstered military positions in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia.
oh my god, okay. Why
Like a
are we still fighting over there? What for? Why do we care at this point?
oil.
Ugh.
At least that's what I always say, because that's like the thing that the Middle
Yeah,
East is known for.
I mean, you're right.
Well, there is the United Nations thing. Like we're
What?
kind of, the thing where we're kind of like, what is it?
Oh,
Like, sorry, I'm contemplating. Um, the where we're kind of like entitled to defend certain countries.
Yeah, that's also yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know the name for it, but
I think it's the United Nations, the Treaty of Versailles.
that's World War One. That's different.
Never mind.
Yeah, that would be the League of Nations, but that's not a thing anymore. Um, I think it's something we feel like
Hold on.
we feel like we have a need to protect people. Um, even though it may actually just be we're trying to get things for ourselves.
we pretend to be self-righteous.
Yeah. So I don't know. So yes, there are still people in the Middle East, but I guess not as many. I don't know. Can we talk about something else?
I mean, see what this all this has done is made me like feel like I should like get into politics to be like, you know what? Let's figure this stuff out. Why are we doing these things that we're doing?
Mhm.
I know. I just feel more. I just have like more questions than I did before. Honestly, after
Yeah.
listening to all of that.
That's what happens every time you hear about something in politics. Is like our government's doing messed up stuff, and there's no real reason for us to be doing it because all it's doing is messing everyone up. And it's
Well,
like our government's like profiting off of it in some way, so
yeah.
we keep doing it. And it's like, come on.
Fun fact: the like all the wars happening in like Africa and the Middle East is not indirectly, directly caused by colonialism, where the
Yep.
French and the British, like, and the other countries, like, mixed up a bunch of different Islamic cultures that like hate each other, and then just
Yeah,
left.
they would specifically turn certain groups against each other just because they wanted them to fight so that it was easier for them to take resources and leave. Like they would like do stuff like that. Like the groups would be completely fine with each other, and then they'd be like, well, this group is better than that group. So they would make them hate each other and like create like racial divides just so that had an easier time taking over. Like stuff like
Yeah.
that was like commonplace. I think that's like the first moment where racism was really thought of, and like apartheid, or no, segregation actually, because that's when apartheid started being put into place. Yeah, like crazy stuff, crazy stuff.
And Queen Elizabeth was probably alive when that was happening. So.
It's possible, honestly.
Mhm.
Like
Well, okay, maybe not. She's probably either a baby
like
or not
she
alive.
wasn't around when it first started, but she was definitely around when it was like,
Ending.
yeah,
Yeah.
like where it's like, oh yeah, we're seeing the repercussions. You know, she's probably a kid when it's like, oh hey, stuff is going down.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
Can I say something really controversial?
Yeah.
Sure. This is the controversial circle.
That's also my
I
idea.
well, just because it came up like in kind of related to what Nick said
Hmm.
about like the the wars and stuff. I don't understand racism. Like just like
Why
personally.
this? Like,
Um, be very
um,
careful with your next words.
No, because no, no, just the mindset of
Oh, okay. I like
no,
perked up when you. I was like,
no, I promise. No, this is just me. Personally, I don't understand. No, the mindset of it, like
Yeah.
so it came
based
from.
based on like yeah.
It was like essentially it began when self-righteous British people thought they were better than like people in Africa. It was essentially a way for them to take over, because they're like, well, we feel we're better. Let's come up with really like obviously fake stereotypes as to why we are better than them. It was like, oh yeah, they're physically stronger, but we have superior brains and like stuff like that.
Hmm.
Completely false stuff, because that is not what matters at all of what creates intelligence or
Well, they
strength.
probably were
Um,
stronger than them, but that's
yeah, it's
besides the
because
point.
life was rough and
Yeah.
didn't have solid government because British was always over there messing stuff up. Um,
Well, let's give a shout out
And
to Ethiopia. Let's give a shout out to Ethiopia.
yeah,
Stood their
Ethiopia.
own. Shout out to all of our
Yeah,
Ethiopian fans out there. Good job fighting off the Italians. Good job.
but yeah, so it was essentially some self-righteous dickhead Brit was like, oh hey, these are all the reasons why we're superior and why these Africans are worse than us. And then
oh,
then everyone's like, oh yeah, I believe this because I've seen this or I've heard that. And then like rumor mill, and it's like also, well, since we're better than them, let's use them for different things, because if they're good at that, let's use them for that, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So they also, it was just helpful, I guess, to use them as a resource. So racism was cost effective, so it stuck around, because you don't lose anything from being a racist. You can only have things to gain,
Well,
because you can also
actually,
project all of the negative
the
things upon
reason
them.
that they started enslaving people from Africa was because they were running out of Native Americans to enslave.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
No, that's true.
I
They
believe it.
they killed too many of them.
That's funny. Like,
That's
that's
not
not
funny, but
funny
it
at
is funny.
all, but like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I don't know if
We
that's
don't have
entirely true
slaves.
for every like for Spain. Like they were like they killed so many they had to start enslaving other people.
Oh my god. Oh no, we killed too many. Let's enslave a new race.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh my
So
god. So yeah, essentially it was cost effective, and
I
they
think
just
that's
felt all
true.
self-righteous. I would believe
I don't
it.
want to look it up. I'm gonna get sad.
And
Okay.
and like people might come up with like excuses like, but like racism happened because like in Africa they were selling people to us. Like, no, well, that's partially true, but that's two-way street. Like, no.
You were asking them to sell them to you.
Yeah, like you're like, hey, you want to sell this people? And they're like, sure, we'll make money. And they didn't really realize the repercussions because they had slaves. Everyone had slaves at that time, but they weren't marketing it as racism.
Yeah.
America's the one that did that. Yeah, our country sucks. So does Britain. The world is a mess.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out Queen. Rest in peace. We definitely care that you're dead. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So let's talk about FNAF, I guess, guys.
Swiftly moving from racism
Swiftly
to
moving
math.
on. Um, FNAF is a game. We all love FNAF. Bonnie Bowl. Bonnie was there. Then he got. I watched it. Yeah, I watched the theory today, and it was like Bonnie was there, but then Vanny took control of Monty and killed and got Monty to kill um, Bonnie. Yeah, that's my theory. Not mine. It's someone else's.
Oh man, that's funny. What a good theory, bro. That's
Thanks.
perfect theory.
So
What you think of his theory, Katie?
Um, this is gonna sound kind of sad, but I don't even know what FNAF stands for.
Oh my goodness. Yo.
Nick, go ahead and mansplain, but don't take too long.
All right. Okay, so FNAF stands for Five Nights at Freddy's. All
Mhm.
right. Okay. So the reason this game exists, right? Okay. So there's this guy named Purple Guy, right? That's not actually his name. That's not what we thought his name was. He's actually William Afton. That's his name, right? Yes, it is. I said so. Okay. So he killed 5 kids, and like at first we thought he stuffed those bodies in in some animatronics, right? But we were wrong because he killed 2 other kids, and one of them possessed a puppet that stuffed them into these animatronics to get vengeance on this man, right? But he knew better, so he started tearing them apart, right? But
Yeah.
like he didn't expect that the ghost would come out and scare him, so he got too scared. So he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna hide in a suit of like one of the things. You're right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
one of the suits they used to kill them, right? And what he didn't realize is that there was a leaky ceiling, okay? His one weakness was drippy ceilings, okay?
Of course.
See, yeah, his spring legs snapped, okay, and he died, bloody puddle everywhere.
Yep.
But then he possessed that suit, so
Yep.
now he is a golden rabbit going around killing people, right?
Yep.
But that was his plan. But he got locked up, he got
Yep.
sealed away for 30 years. But someone unlocked
dude.
it, right? And then he starts trying to kill people, and he set a new fire. He set a fire to that building.
Yep.
He could escape. But when he escaped, someone else found him, and then you, player, has to be like, oh hey, I own this pizzeria. I'm gonna put him inside my building because I am dummy, stupid.
Yep.
Right? So you have to fight him off along with like 4 other like weird animatronic things that I'll explain on another day. You know, the whole
Yep.
other side story, right?
Yep.
Oh wait, one of them happens to be his daughter, but not really, but she is.
Yes,
Right?
of course.
Okay.
Of course.
So he a golden bunny that's trying to kill people. Okay. So
he's more of a crusty brown now, but yeah, yellow. Sorry.
Yes. But then someone sets you on fire with the rest of the building because he's like, I have to kill my mistakes. So he kills you along with him, but it doesn't stick because he becomes a ghost program, right? A ghost program that starts like taking over people's minds, right? But he also exists in hell, but like not really. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Part of him is in hell, part of him is in this program, and part of him is still walking around physically, right? Because in the security breach, right? He's called Burn Trap because he survived that burning. But he's also got an evil program that's controlling people, right? That's why Vanny exists. Yeah. But you beat him at the end of the game, right? Because the whole place burns down. But you didn't really escape because of the DLC. And you see help me with Gregory in the screen, right? So yeah, he's still around, probably. He'll always come back.
Good.
You okay?
Thank you for the mansplaination.
Explanation.
Honestly, fantastic.
And that is the broad story of Fnaf.
Why don't they make
you.
Five Nights in Hell? That'd be a sick game. Like you play as
That would be so scary.
you play as William Afton, and like your
They already did
door
that,
is
Jacob.
like lava, or like
But Jacob, that's what Custom Night was.
yeah, I know, but it wasn't. It's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking about more of a stylistic hell looking.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, not like
I
my
see.
own personal. I'm in like a hell. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like, yeah.
see. Fair enough.
Anyways,
Oh,
well, this episode was a lot of us talking, not a lot of Katie talking, but I think that's okay.
Again.
I enjoy listening to you guys.
We'll bring her back. We'll keep
Yeah.
her captive.
So this has been the TGOM Podcast, episode 32. And at some point, we, being me and Nick, will appear possibly on the Unthemed Podcast, which TGOM will own one day and steal all of her profits. But as of today, that's not how that works. So Thank you for coming, Katie.
Thank you
And-
for having me.
And we will see you in my next theory. Game theory out. It's not our outro.